Oh wow, it's me again. It might surprise you that I'm back again with this series, even though I covered all the entries in the iceberg. Baloo Bucks. Baloo Bucks are the past de facto currency of Callista and the current underground currency of the Balluminati. The original Baloo Bucks were created in mid-2021, and also just so happen to be part of one of my most upvoted dispatches to date. They now serve as an occasional plugin for money in a post on the RMB. Ruxa Inflation. The inflation in question is the 2020 inflation of the Bruxa trading card. For those who are unaware, in the world of nation-states trading cards, a card's market value can change depending on the last 10 sells of a card. If you bid and sell high, the card's value increases. Since the initial Bruxa card campaign of 2020, spearheaded by the Great Hiatus, myself, and many others, the value of the Bruxa trading card has decreased significantly. New World Roman Empire. The New World Roman Empire was the region which Bruxa founded after the initial fall of the Blue Crown Keep to hold himself and any others who wished to. The reason this entry has made it down this far is because of the lack of information and general coverage of this region on the RMB of today. Disneyland. Disneyland and Disney are the fictional in-universe equivalents to the real-world Disneyland and Disney, the majority of Callista and Blue Crown Keep roleplays that feature a less serious tone. The park features knockoff versions of the attractions, with knockoff names. Disney has been referenced in other circumstances, however, for example, the Institute of Cellulose's equivalent, Disney and Disneyland. The Seafloor. Infinity Bear, Pair Game, and Rome Wars. These three titles make up the roster of movie parodies that have been fully created in the regional line. Infinity Bear and Pair Game follow parodied events of Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, while Rome Wars parodies Star Wars A New Hope. Each parody is presented in the form of a transcript, and each features local nations from when the transcript was first visualized. There was also meant to be a 2001 A Space Odyssey parody by the name of 1984 A Callista Odyssey, but that still remains in progress. International Lore. This entry refers to the concept that many of the nations of Callista and the Institute of Cellulose have in-universe lore that spans across multiple other nations. As a prime example, take the in-universe marriage of Plus Nova Imperii, Rome, and Caesar von Bingen. Others could also include the shared lore between nations that tends to make it through multiple different roleplays. Raiding Chicken Overlords. Chicken Overlords is currently the largest region in all of nation-states due to a massive puppet creating campaign in mid-2020. This entry refers to the almost reality in which the regional line decided to carry out a raid of the region, a raid that might have succeeded for a while given the relatively low number of nations who are currently endorsing the delegate of Chicken Overlords. Haruhi is a Christian. This entry refers to the fact that Haruhi Japan, now Komahina, has had experience with being a Christian. I do not know of their current religious affiliation, hence why I'm not making any further assumptions, but we do know that at one point they went to a Christian school. Bruxa is still in power. This is an idea that stems from the concept that through his original followers in the glorious nations of Oahu and the Tavern, that Bruxa is still in power. Given that many of the original allies of Bruxa both held and hold seats of power in Blue Crown Keep, Vincent's Empire, and Callista, then by extension, Bruxa still has a considerable influence on the regional line despite being much less active than previously. Bruxa's Alt. Bruxa's alt can refer to two things. First, the fact that the account that founded the tavern, also named the Tavern, is indeed Bruxa himself. Second, the existence of Bruxa's more infamous puppet account, Grieftan, which was involved in the event that spurred the creation of the original line. Rome's senpai. This entry refers to the individual that Rome has referred to as being their senpai, either when used as a joke or in the case of his real-life unnamed ex-girlfriend. This concept somehow still stands as mysterious. Kerbo Games. The Kerbo Games were a series of 2020 Telegram-based competitions judged by the Dream of Kirby. Each occurred at a specific time, and their subjects ranged from open poem contests to art competitions. Future interregional events such as the La Rasta Hedonistic Acts were reminiscent of this older event. Callistan Gods. The Callistan, Vincentian, and Blue Crown gods are a long-standing lost catalog of deity classification for a part of the in-universe lore of each of the three regions. Though usually separate from the international lore mentioned prior, the idea of Callistan gods has found its way into the foundations of regional party lore, such as the deification of Suryanora, or myself, in the Constitutional Saurus Party, Callista Now, and the Illuminati, respectively. And that concludes the final two sections of the Callista and Friends Iceberg. This is part 5 of what was supposed to be a 4-part series that worked to explain each of the entries on the iceberg. I had a lot of fun researching and remembering all the references, and I hope you did too. And now that we've made it to the end, I can surely say that the work and time I put into preparing these videos was indeed worth it. I hope you'll have a nice day, and remember, Hail Baloo.